Then another thing, if it is online, sin thrives in secrecy.
Yeah.
They will not, even if the pop-up comes up during the day, they probably will not watch it till the night.
Right.
So the first thing is
let's continue. I have one more question, or maybe two.
Okay.
So the next question is, let's say a child is already exposed to masturbation or pornography and you are aware of it. Maybe a parent comes to you and say, Pastor Kaine, I'm shocked. My daughter is masturbating, my son is masturbating, or I saw my son with pornography or pornographic materials rather. How do we handle such a situation?
Okay, first of all, seeing that information, seeing that getting to know that information, it can be heartbreaking for some parents. Yes. So the first things first is don't panic. Okay. It's difficult to say, difficult to do, but don't panic. They're already exposed. So now I know most times it's prevention that is better than cure, but now we have passed the prevention stage, which was what we spoke about earlier. But now, don't panic. First things, get to the root of it. How did they get exposed? Is it through the internet? Because we've spoken so much about the internet. Some of them don't get exposed through the internet. Some of them, their friends bring materials and magazines that expose them to these things. So how did you get exposed? You will need patience, because the child, if you're a shouter or a reactor, when I mean a reactor, a parent that anything that just react, just sparks, they will not want to tell you. Okay, but now that you have seen them, you have known, the information has come to you, the first thing is, how did you get exposed to this thing? Why am I asking how? If it is by the internet, you know, okay, I'm going to take extra precautions, maybe do a security stuff to reduce the do a firewall. Yes, reduce the amount of pop-ups. One. Number two, if it is friends, you take it off. If it is family, because you know it's easy to say friends. If it's a family member, but first thing, get to the root. After you get to the root of that information, then you move to the next step. Like I said, education is important. If you have not educated the child, now is the opportunity, because the child will watch you to know how you react, what you will say. It's not something that you now start hounding the child. That is how I sent you to school and you are watching this. Remember that the goal is that they should change. So if you keep hounding, you will lose the child. And that's not the idea. The idea is to understand that this is bad. Okay? Why is it bad? Then what happens if you continue doing this? So when the child knows that, that's why the importance of building a bond. So if you already have a bond with the child, it's easy for the child to open up. Then if you don't, you will need patience. You will need the spirit of patience. You will need the fruit of patience. You will need everything patient to meet that child and go ahead with it. Then another thing, if it is online, sin thrives in secrecy. They will not, even if the pop-up comes up during the day, they probably will not watch it till the night. So the first thing is you turn off all access to data at night. You're doing an assignment, you're doing school work, there is a time limit. You put time. Okay, for example, you say your internet access, because you have school work, is 8 o'clock till 10. Let's say, for example, since if it's the holiday seasons, 8 to 10, you do your homework. 10 is 10, you take it off. These children can be very persuasive. So they can tell you, mommy, 10 is 10. If it is 10 at night, you stop it at 10. Then you constantly, from time to time, have to check on this child. After you've spoken about it, you will tell them why it is bad. A lot of times we lie to these children. For example, when you say sex is not pleasurable, they don't want to hear that. Tell them what it is and tell them why they should stay away from it. Someone that is exposed to it already knows that I'm getting a good feeling from this thing. So you cannot come and tell me that it is not pleasurable. You understand? But you tell them the reason why they need to wait, the reason why it can destroy your mind and stuff like that. So once you find out, the first one is don't panic. Number two, educate the child. Number three, get to the root of it. It's when you get to the root, you now move to the steps to take. If it's a friend that has exposed this thing to them, then you will know how to put boundaries on that kind of friendship. Talking to the friend, exposing them to the friend. Maybe the friend comes over, or through the phone they talk and stuff like that. If it is a family member, of course it's simple. You cut that family member off. Very easy. Why I talk about friends is it's difficult to just say I'll cut the friend away, because if they meet in school, they'll still come to school and they'll talk. So get into the root of it. Then follow up. Follow up. When I mean follow up, from time to time, you check. Have access to their phones. In my home, we must have access to your phone. It is important that I know your password. It is important that I know everything. The minute you block any app, we take it off. It's gone. We take the phone, we seize the phone. So we know their passwords. And for transparency, they also know our passwords. So if you're a parent and you are indulging in such things, and they know your password, and these children can be very, very, they're intelligent. So, and they notice mommy goes to this site now. How much more? Let me give an example. I had a friend that was selling sexual items. She used to be a friend from school. So I followed her, of course, following yourselves, and I realized it was always popping up. I got into her inbox and I told her, I'm very sorry. I won't be able to follow your page anymore. Reason being, my children have access to my phone. You understand? So I don't want that kind of thing to pop up, because I'm free. I can leave my phone and they know my password, every one of them. And they open it and they're seeing such things. So I had to block that page, her page. I had to unfollow her. And so she will not think maybe it's a personal vendetta. I took time to explain to her that this is your business, but for now it is not going to help me. It's not going to help my family. It's not going to help what I'm doing. So I needed to stop it. And lastly, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. You pray for the child. You pray and pray and pray until you see a change. And if you don't, you keep doing it. You keep doing it. And I know that definitely that child will stop.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, man. So you can see that it's all about intentionality, like going to the extra mile of cutting off your own friend for the sake of your children. So parents, you have to be very intentional about these things, okay? And I hope we're learning. Like, parents, please, let's take this seriously. So, Pastor, let's say this child has